Alright guys, today we're going to be showing you guys how to achieve a high mount and finish your opponent with an arm bar. And we're going to give you some variations according to how they react, okay? Alright, so first I need to get into a high mount. So my opponent's keeping his elbows in nice and tight here, alright? So I'm going to lower my chest on top of his hands so that I can pin them to his chest. Once I've pinned his hands to his chest, I'm going to go ahead and slide my hand in and get a cross face so that I can drop my hip on the opposite side and clear the elbow. So I drop my hip, I get the point of the elbow cleared. That's all I need to get my hand underneath. And I'm going to reach in here, and I'm going to get a grip inside of his gi, a 4-finger grip here, and I'm going to flare my elbow out. Now, as I pull my knee back in, this is going to prevent him from being able to roll me in that direction by keeping that elbow nice and wide. Now I'm going to slide my hand from behind his head, and I'm looking for the point of the elbow on that side. If his elbow's in nice and tight here, I'm going to drop my hip again, looking for the point of the elbow, pushing my hand to the floor, and now I've got my double unders. Once I've achieved my double unders, I'm going to let go of that 4-finger grip. I'm going to start walking my grips up the mat until I can get my hands clasped together. Once I clasp my hands together, I'm looking to pass my hand across to his elbow so that I can slide my knee up towards his head. All right? My hand's going to be on the mat here, and I'm going to switch myself into an S-mount position. As I switch into an S-mount position, I'm going to look for this hand to go on that side of the head. I'm going to try to get my first arm lock right here. All right, I can just squeeze right here and get my tap. A lot of times he's not going to let you do that. That's okay. I'm going to stay in control of this elbow right here. I'm going to reach back here towards the pant leg, and I'm going to pass my knee over. I'm not going to fall back to finish this arm bar. I'm going to arm bar this top arm here by passing my leg over, squeezing and driving my hips into the back of his elbow as I squeeze both arms into my chest, trapping them there. All right, that's going to be variation number 1. All right guys, variation number 2, we're going to get into our high mount, S-mount position, but this time our opponent has shoved us back a little bit, all right? So I've dropped down, I put my hand behind the head, I'm grasping the shoulder, I drop my hip on this side so I can clear that elbow point, drive my hand to the ground, and I come back square, all right? I achieve my grip, all right? I do the same thing on the other side, drop my hip, and I've got both double unders here. All right, this time I go to put them above his head. But as I go to put them above his head and I slide my hand in, he protects himself and he pulls his elbows back down. So I lost a little bit of my position here. I'm gonna still go right into my S-mount position, right? Pulling my foot across here, right? But he's locked up his arm now. All right, so all I wanna do is I wanna take this elbow, this top elbow, I'm gonna shove that elbow over into my hip, and I'm gonna stick my hand in right under here, and I'm gonna grasp my own shin. All right, this is gonna lock this up. My forearm is below his forearm now, right? So now I'm gonna reach back here, I'm gonna get my pant grip, I'm gonna pass my leg over, and I'm gonna break that grip out, and I'm gonna finish that arm bar right here on top. All right, that's variation number 2. All right guys, variation number 3. So now my opponent's gonna grab both of his collars and drive his elbows down when I achieve my S-mount. Okay, so I'm gonna start the position off the same. I'm gonna achieve my cross face, I'm gonna drop my hip, I'm gonna clear that elbow, drive my hand to the ground, get my 4-finger grip, flare my elbow. Drop my hip on this side, clear that elbow, and now I've got both grips. Now, as I'm starting to climb up, he's grabbing his collars and he drives his hands into his collars here. That didn't stop me from sliding up, and I've got his elbows high, so I'm gonna go ahead and drive myself into the S-mount position, all right? But now I have to deal with the fact that he's gripping both collars. All right, so what I'm gonna do here is I'm gonna drive my hand into the top arm, right? As I drive my hand to the top arm, I'm still gonna reach back here and grab the leg so I keep him from rolling away from me. This time, I'm gonna pass my leg over and I'm going to sit. I'm not gonna lay back, all right? So I need to break his grips off, and it's very, very difficult to do so. So I'm gonna pass my chest side leg over the top of his leg, and I'm gonna lock in a figure 4 here. When you squeeze your thigh and push your heel into the ground, it's gonna make him wanna let go of his grip. So you're gonna be pulling backwards as you squeeze, breaking that grip and controlling. Now, key point here is I'm crossing my feet and I'm putting one foot on the other side of his shoulder here. This is gonna prevent him from being able to hitchhike out of here as I let go of his leg and I hold on to his arm here. So go ahead and try to hitchhike. He's unable to turn, and I'm able to finish that arm bar, and he's not able to roll out of it. All right, That's variation number 3 on how to finish your opponent with a top side arm bar when you're in the mounted position. You guys give that a try. Let us know what you think.